Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my favorite clean riffs. Um, Before I get into this, I had a couple of questions about what I'm running through to get my sounds, and I'm literally using Bias FX 2 Elite, and that's straight into my DAW, and which is Cubase, and that's it. So with that out of the way, Planet Caravan, the first one, Black Sabbath. I think the key to a good riff for me is, or a clean riff, I should say, is having as many open strings as possible at your disposal if they're in key, to get a really big sort of resonating sound. So here we go. Here's this one. And this one right here. We'll be coming back to that one a little bit later as well. Yeah, I love that song as a whole. I think it's great. It's really nice to like just chill out to, and you can really get your really sort of jazzy and bluesy noodles over the top of that one. So yeah, lovely song. That brings me on to the next one, which is Drown, Bring Me the Horizon. Okay, this one, there's not really a whole lot going on in it. I just like the overall sound and the way it supports the song. A lot of these riffs that I've chosen, some of them they're busy as anything. Other ones there's not really a whole lot going on, and this is the latter, I suppose. So here it is. It's really it's got a really pristine sort of sound to it, which I like, and it's not one of those really sort of, even the song is quite sad. It's not like a really sad sounding chord. It's just right, I think. And that's it. That's literally all it does. And to play it on its own, I guess it sounds really nice, but you get the full effect of it when it's in the actual song. And then you've got this, which is nice as well. There's been a lot of argument about how that one at the top's played. But from the videos that I've seen and stuff like that, I guess just from paying attention, I think this is how it's done. And that's an interesting one as well, because that is super effective as well, and there's hardly anything going on in it. You've got the shape right here, and you're literally just moving the bass notes, which is really cool. So you've got those big, again, those open strings ringing out on the top, which I like a lot. Okay, next one. It's another Bring Me one. It's off the last, well, not the last EP, but the last album, Ammo. It's a song called In the Dark, and it's got this really cool like barcodey thing going on with it. Here's the riff. Again, there's been a lot of sort of conversation about how that one's actually played. I believe that I'm in standard tuning right now. I believe, and I'm talking off the top of my head here because ran a bit of an obsession with how that thing was played. I saw them do an acoustic version of it way back when the album was released, because they've not really been doing that one live. And I'm pretty sure the song is in C sharp standard, and I'm pretty sure that's the position he's playing it at. So here we go again. It's quite hard to catch all those notes. I think it's the way the riff moves is quite interesting to me, trying to catch everything. That's how I think he plays it after just watching the video. I might be wrong. I've seen other people playing it lots of different ways, lots of different tunings, but from what I saw him doing with the acoustic guitar and trying to see, because it was a live concert, trying to see past people's arms in the concert and stuff like that. That's what I gathered from it anyway. Okay, so next one, coming on to something a bit more childhood sort of nostalgia. Welcome Home Sanitarium, Metallica, of course. This, of the three big ballads, Fade to Black, One, and Sanitarium, I think Sanitarium has to be my favorite, personally, although I do like the others. I just like how bleak it is, I guess, and I like the lyrical content and the guitar solos and the overall sound of it. So here it is. No, not yet. Not that one yet. Okay. So some of you will have known what I was going into there. Um, so Sanitarium, yeah, that one's a funny one for me because it literally just reminds me of when I was learning. Um, and when, oh, well, started my guitar lessons, I should say. And you learn your power chords, right? And I remember getting a tab for how to see how it was played, and I'm thinking, well, this is your power chord, right? I guess. Um, and so he's going, and at that point, I was like, how the hell is he getting that finger out the way to get that open string there? So for the first couple of weeks of me trying it, it was, and then I saw the was it with the Guitar World magazine where Kirk shows you how to play it, and I learned that Metallica and a lot of guys, especially people who sling their guitars super low, they do power chords with their pinky. So, that's how he's doing it. But then that was at the same time a big one to learn to strengthen the pinky because that was barely getting used at that point. So I think, yeah, it's quite a poignant riff for me in my history of playing guitar. Just learning to do things properly and how bands actually get how they play their instrument and how to be as economical as possible with your fingers and not to be hitting strings you're not supposed to be and fretting them out and stuff like that. So yeah, very important. And then this next one, of course, I had to include this because it played such a role for me. It's the verse riff in Nothing Else Matters. Now that I thought when I was starting out, I thought that was magic. Well, I suppose it still is, I guess. Um, it just sounded so pretty. I want to say it just sound yeah. It was, and then to have been listening to Sad But True and My Friend and Misery, and then bang, this one just comes out of nowhere. It was like, whoa, different side to this band, right? So yeah, I badged my guitar teacher, and he wouldn't show me because I didn't learn my open chords. And he's just like, "Well, do you want to play it?" And it's like, "Yeah, just show me the tab." And he's like, "Well, you need to know your open chords." And I was like, "No, I don't want to do that." I was a nightmare student, and I should have, because I should have listened because when I thought, right, well, screw it, in my own time, I'll go get the tabs. And I didn't realize that he's literally just following shapes. So it's arpeggios within chords, right? So I was like, right, and then I don't even know how I'd try and. That was pretty much it. I was trying to pick the single note, the single notes that are inside the chords. Tried it with online lessons, on YouTube at the time, trying to see how it was done. I just couldn't get my head around it and what these shapes were. Went back to my guitar lessons, learned my open chords, and then everything became extremely clear to me. So, rule number one, guys, if you're just starting off with guitar, learning the basics, bar chords, scales, open chords, stuff like that, it is very important. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of trouble trying to tackle something like this, like I was. And then I remember after learning those open chords, my guitar teacher, he was like, right, okay, now we can do it. And we tackled the intro first. We started from the top, but for me, the most important part for me, that song that I wanted was the verse riff. That is teenage nostalgia there, young teens. I think it was I think the reason why it comes out so nice is because he's using this C chord right here, and that chord's got such pretty notes in it. So if you're banging that in with like a D and your E minor that he's going off of. Yeah, very very cool song and very nice riff. So next, I need to be in a different tuning, so I'm gonna retune this and I'll be back with you. I'm in an open tuning now. I'm actually in open C, which isn't accurate for one of these, but it kind of serves the purpose. If anybody wants to know what an open C is, it's a C, G, C, G, C, and then E at the top. Before I go any further, actually, if anybody's stuck in a rut with guitar playing and they kind of want to get out of it and explore the different sides to it, learning open tunings, it may be intimidating at first, but it's such a wonderful way to sort of broaden your playing out. And I think a good way to get into it, I guess what it is, it's like, where'd you start with it? What I would do and how I did it is get into a band that uses it. The first band that I listened to that used open tunings was Alter Bridge. Actually, that's a lie. Probably Creed first. Mark Tremonti is kind of the king of open riffs, open tuning riffs and cleans and stuff like that. Between him and Devin Townsend, they're huge influences on me as far as playing sort of like clean, reverby open guitar goes. So this first one, it's a Devin Townsend riff. It's a riff called Hold On from his Epicloud record. So this takes me on to the next one. This is an Alter Bridge riff, a song called "Life Must Go On." Now this is actually in that DADADD tuning that Mark Tremonti uses, so it's a lot higher than this. But this tuning serves the purpose for this. So here we go. And there's that one. Yeah, that songs like this and that studying that band as a whole, I suppose at the time, the open tunings they playing, it made doing stuff like that totally doable because you had songs to learn rather than just like trying to find out where all your shapes and patterns have moved to. Um, the songs are actually once you learn sort of the things that make up these tunings. So, for instance, your shapes of your power chords, the way they sit now, your octave chords, they're a little bit different now. But once you've sort of got that, you've kind of got a sort of a basic idea of what's going on with this tuning, all these different open tunings. That's a great way to approach it. And it's got such great chords. I mean, listen. By the way, if you like the sound of that sort of thing, my live streams over on Instagram, come follow me on there. I do them, try to do them weekly if I can. Um, it's literally just me plugged into my Strymon, and just chatting with you guys and literally just playing that sort of thing, just clean sort of open guitar, sort of chilled out stuff. And we have a great time each time I do it. There's a great bunch of people who tune into that. I'd actually like to start doing it on here eventually. Maybe, although it's new to me, Twitch. Although I don't know how that would work. I don't know. Just to get more people, I suppose, involved. Let me know down below if you'd like to see that on the YouTube channel or on Twitch, if any of you guys use that. I'll definitely be looking into doing that soon. So that's my two open tuning ones. I'm going to swap out my guitar for the last couple. Okay, so I'm back now with my workhorse, my main guitar, I guess. Tuned a little bit lower for these, just for the effect. So the first one, Say Goodnight, Bullet Up My Valentine. I did a cover of this, well, I guessed did. Another Matt the Riff Master. I think it's the first one we did together. I did all the guitar solos on that one. So I'd heard, I'll leave a thing at the top for you guys to go check that out. I'd heard The Poison, I guess, when I was younger. So moving on to Scream and Fire, everything was so polished and so refined sounding, I guess. It was, and this big sort of power ballad in the middle of it, it's like a real sanitarium kind of song going on with it. They obviously had like ballady stuff on the first album, but nothing that sounded so polished as this, I guess. So the first time I'd heard this chord was on that song. That is one of my favorite chords. So the riff, it's kind of two, I guess. It's the intro going into the verse. I don't think I'd heard anything quite so sad at that point. Yeah, it's. I love finding new things. So, for instance, when I first heard that, I thought, oh, they're doing the one and the sanitarium chord, right? You know, this sort of B power chord shape right here that everybody goes to when they write a power ballad, right? And I love being wrong and then getting a tab or like looking into how it's done and finding out actually no, it's something even different to what you thought and with a completely different sound to what you had in mind. And then the verse riff as well. And again, it's use of this C. I'm supposed to know this. I was a guitar teacher. C add 9. So yeah, so there's that one there. Probably one of my favorite Bullet songs. And then my next one is another Bullet song from the Fever album, A Place Where You Belong. Really, really pretty chords again. Again, this band were quite a bit of an education for me the more they grew, because they started using chords and things like that and writing in keys that I hadn't really dabbled in. Just being either a drop C guy or just an E minor sort of guy and the occasional F sharp thing. Writing a song using E major shapes and C sharp minor, stuff like that. Using bar chords was to make these really cool riffs was an education in itself for me. The verse riff, God, I had no idea how they did it. I just heard dink, 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 dink because it was all palm muted, and I had no idea how they were doing it. So that one, yeah, that. And because the song itself is quite layered, there's acoustic guitar strumming in there and stuff like that. They started getting really even more polished on that album. I think they wanted more of sort of a classic sort of vibe on it. It's difficult to tell quite what the guitars were doing, and I didn't have a clue. All I heard was just something ascending, so I was like, I didn't have a clue how it was being done. But yeah, it's this C sharp minor 7 bar chord shape. Well, C sharp position, but when they tune down, it's different. For a while, I thought they were just using this thing, which is used in the intro. So for a while, I thought it was. Which is completely wrong. So then I saw, because they've never played this one live to my knowledge, then I saw a video with Padge making pedals for TC Electronics, is it? Getting like custom tones and stuff through the computer, and he played the riff. Dead quick like that. I was like, quick, stop it, stop, rewind, slow it down, everything's like, I have to figure out how it's done, because I think at that point you couldn't quite see what his fingers were doing, but I knew he wasn't doing it the way I was playing it. And I love that whole mystery of learning and the frustration and then actually finding out how something's played. So to my knowledge, that's the riff. If anybody wants any of these riffs breaking down, like how to play them, ask in the comments, and I will gladly do a video on whichever ones you want, or any of the heavy stuff as well. Just let me know which one, and I'll show you. Okay, so the last one. This turned up in my last video with the Lee Malia guitar. I had to include it because it is one of my favorite clean riffs. It doesn't sit as such like a meat and potato thing. It's kind of like in the background. Again, it's just loads of reverb, atmospheric, and yeah, it's a real emotional song. So yeah, I thought I'd like to put this one in there. And I don't think that even does it justice. I've got the reverb cranked here, as always, of course. The way that sits in the song, it just has such a big effect. And the way Sam's singing over it, it's absolutely huge. And that's another one where I had to really delve deep to find out what's actually going on. I actually think it's a couple of guitars doing it. I'm not sure if that's precisely how it's played, but like, I mean, I'm running through bias now, but if you stick the Strymon on, which is what I think Tom used, um, and play it like that, it sounds damn near close and it sounds absolutely huge. So, um, if anybody wants to know how to play that, just ask away, unless you can figure it out for yourself. Um, yeah, okay. And that's my top 10 favorite riffs at the moment, I guess. Um, I want to thank you all again for watching these videos, commenting, liking. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, a comment, and even subscribe if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you want to hear next. Again, if you like all this sort of chilled out, clean, reverby stuff, come and join me on Instagram. Come join me on the live streams. We like to chat and just hang out and just play that sort of reverby, chilled out stuff. Generally, I like to do it at the end of a session where I've been like doing a heavy cover all day. It's just a nice way to chill down and talk with everyone and get to know everyone a little bit more. I've already made some really cool acquaintances on there and on here as well. So again, thank you so much for your comments, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.